Next on 9 News, in Maine, the lockdown continues, an ongoing manhunt. Police continue to search for the suspect accused of killing 18 people.
Calling 911 in Aurora might look different in the near future. The city is changing how they respond to calls to better serve those in need.
And more partiers are taking over short-term rentals, and they're not always the safest. Airbnb says they have a plan in place for this Halloween. 4 o'clock at 9 News starts now. We start this day at 4 o'clock in the state of Maine, where they're still searching for the suspect from the deadly mass shooting of last night. We do know of at least 18 people who have died, with 13 more injured as well.
Communities around the city of Lewiston are in lockdown as authorities continue to search for 40-year-old Robert Card. A police bulletin said he had talked about struggles with mental health and received treatment over the summer. NBC News reports the gun used in that shooting was bought legally. The suspect's car was found abandoned 8 miles from where the shooting took place. Right now, officials are holding a press conference. We will update you with the information they share as soon as we get it.
Denver was fogged in this morning. While the suburbs saw a lot of sun, fog's clouding over downtown, blanketing Coors Field. Pretty bad out by the airport as well. There were delays there up to an hour at DIA. 342 flights delayed today out at Denver International Airport. Taking a live look now over Bow Mountain. Well, you still see at that altitude, pretty foggy.
Yeah, and you know, when it clears up a little bit, Kathy, the trees look really beautiful.
They do.
But this is 2 days in a row for the airport.
Yes, it's a little weak front that came in, and that east to northeast wind is just so strong that it's keeping that low level moisture in place. It's still foggy in Denver. Coming in from down south, bright sunshine, temperatures in the 50s, but here in the city, upper 40s today and low 50s, well below average. And we're kind of in between storm systems with the front that rolled in today and then the stronger storm coming for the weekend. And the storm headed for the high country this weekend will bring heavy snow. Winter weather and travel advisories will be going out. So monitor the weather closely if you're traveling into the high country starting Friday night. Look at the temperatures currently: 43 in Denver, 41 in Greeley, 80 in Pueblo, and 73 in Colorado Springs. Even warmer temperatures up over the elevated terrain where they're seeing more sunshine than we're seeing here. Humidity values are up because that low level moisture is being pushed with those east to northeast winds right into the city, right across the airport. While aloft over the higher terrain, we're seeing westerly winds ahead of the next cold front that is due in tomorrow. And so here we go. We have a winter storm watch that'll go out for the high country starting Friday night for over a foot of snow. Denver will see its first accumulating snowfall on Saturday as well. And we may see that light accumulation around here linger into Sunday morning. Tonight, no issues. There's a few clouds and some areas of patchy fog. We'll clear out. We'll get a little bit of sunshine tomorrow, kind of transition day on Friday. Saturday is when all the fun begins, and that cold and snow settle in for not only Saturday, but Sunday as well. When we clear out, then we'll be talking about a hard freeze for Sunday into Monday. So time to winterize the home and blow out the sprinkler systems and protect the pipes, because we have a little taste of winter and fall coming for the weekend. We'll time it all out in just a bit.
Okay, thanks, Kathy. And while we're dealing with these mild conditions that we're talking about, remember there are other parts that are really dry. Parts of southern Colorado have been under red flag warnings as a wildfire keeps growing. The St. Charles fire is burning in Pueblo and Custer counties. It's still small, about 330 acres, but 260 homes and businesses in the San Isabel area are under a pre-evacuation notice, basically a warning that they may need to leave. Today, firefighters were worried about strong wind gusts that could spread that fire and increase the threat. So far, no containment of that fire.
911 calls in Aurora might see very different responses than the ones you've come to expect. You might not necessarily see the flashing lights or the blaring sirens. Aurora Fire Rescue rolled out Right Response this week, and that, they say, allows them to better connect those calls to the right resources. 9 News reporter Lawrence Scafidi explains how it will help those who need it.
So we've currently got a recruit academy, and they're pretty excited right now because they're getting ready to graduate in a couple weeks.
You call, firefighters answer.
They spend about 20 weeks here learning the basic fundamentals of firefighting and emergency medical care.
Aurora Fire Chief Alec Otten says their response to 911 calls will look different. This week, Aurora Fire Rescue rolled out Right Response.
So Right Response is really about sending the right resources to the call at the right speed.
Before, every call got the same response. Now, different types of calls mean different responses.
So if you think about relatively minor calls for service like chronic leg pain or toe pain or cold and flu symptoms, they don't necessarily require a 40,000 or 80,000 pound fire truck responding lights and sirens in 4 minutes.
In that case, they'll drive in the normal traffic flow and arrive in a 30-minute window.
You're experiencing a life-threatening emergency, you will see the same response that we previously sent, lights and sirens with a heavy unit, either an engine or a ladder truck with paramedics on it, and an ambulance responding to you emergently.
The Aurora Fire Chief says they ran about 57,000 calls in 2022. The fewer times the trucks get sent out when they don't need to, the better shape they'll stay in.
10,000 runs that those fire trucks don't have to run means that they're in service, in their station, in their primary response area, ready to come to a high acuity emergency.
You call, firefighters will always answer. Now, just safer and more efficiently.
There are call types where minutes matter.
Cutting back on low-level emergencies like this is phase 1 of Right Response. Phase 2 will look at high-level emergencies and ways Aurora Fire can add resources.
Yeah, time is critical, so getting it right makes a big difference. This is something that other parts of other districts in Colorado have been using.
Yes, Tom, we have West Metro, Arvada, and Colorado Springs all using it. So it's happening right here in Colorado and across the nation. So it's not anything new. So there's really no reason to be worried about, am I going to get the same care? Am I going to get the appropriate response? The answer is yes, of course.
If you're calling 911, you need the right kind of help right away.
Yes.
All right, thanks, Lauren. Lakewood police say they need help. They're trying to find someone from a pretty brazen crime. They say a driver hit a pedestrian and then robbed the victim. Police say it happened 3 weeks ago on October 5th at Colfax and Depew, just southwest of Sloan's Lake. They say the driver of a silver Jeep sped up to hit the victim, stopped, took the victim's belongings, and drove away. If you know anything about this crime, you're asked to call police at the number we'll make available online at 9news.com. And there it is on your screen, 303-472-2101.
3 people are recovering after a shooting at a house party near 84th and I-25 last night. The Adams County Sheriff says deputies arrested 2 people for that shooting. It happened inside a short-term rental property. All of this comes as Airbnb is trying to cut down on homes rented for parties. Here's 9 News reporter Steve Steger.
The house near 84th and Washington is listed online as the House of Vibes. This is definitely one. The vibe intense as Adams County Sheriff's deputies first showed up to investigate a noise complaint.
There seemed to be a disturbance inside, and the deputies, from what I was told, even heard the gunshots.
Sheriff's office says 2 people were arrested for that shooting, which injured 2 women and a man inside. All of their injuries weren't life-threatening. Investigators say they appeared to be there for a birthday party, a trend they're seeing more and more with short-term rentals.
Yeah, we have some experience of having these type of properties being rented out and then utilized for larger events, parties, for various occasions. And then those messages get spread through social media. And once that happens, you never know who may show up. So there might be gang affiliation or just other type of opportunities to where maybe the person hosting wasn't expecting.
The listing for the House of Vibes appeared to be removed from Airbnb this afternoon. Removed as that platform cracks down on potential party rentals just in time for Halloween.
We are all optimistic that our AI anti-party system will have a positive impact for our community and local neighborhoods this Halloween as well.
Yep, she said AI anti-party system. Airbnb's head of trust, Naba Banerjee, says the computer can sniff out potential problems.
The system looks at many factors, hundreds in fact, that may indicate risk to try to stop those booking attempts. Some of the factors, for example, are the length of the trip, the distance to the listing from the booker, and if the booking was made at the last minute.
Now, Banerjee says Airbnb has seen a 55% decrease in party complaints since the company banned parties starting back in August of 2020. But these AI tools are only put into use for big holidays, think 4th of July, Halloween, etc. The rest of the time, they count on renters attesting to their no party policy to police the rest. Now, the Adams County Sheriff says that these parties really happen year-round, though, Kim, they do spike at times like Halloween, Christmas, the different holidays you have out there. But it's a concern to the neighbors on that block who say they weren't expecting this when that home went on Airbnb.
And that's why you hear about people saying they're really frustrated when they know that a home near them is being rented out. But this holiday only thing makes no sense. I mean, Halloween is until next week. This happened last night.
Yeah, they're hoping that neighbors close to these houses will say to Airbnb, hey, there's a problem here. This is being used for parties an awful lot. This is a party house. They have a 24-hour hotline that you can call if you're a neighbor to one of these homes. They say that that should get the job done, but still a lot of concerned people.
So different from the days when mom and dad left for the weekend and you call your friends.
Yeah, social media.
It's a new world.
Yeah, you don't even have to look for a flyer anymore. It's all on social media.
Nope, it's right there.
Blows up.
All right. Thank you, Steve.